Okay, so today I was thinking, and there was a couple different things that I saw. And one of them, it was just a title. But I think, to me, this is my personal opinion. Um, it, there's a lot of spiritual people. Oh, how to stop being negative, how to get negative out of your life, or whatever, these different things. And in my perspective is you have to have both. Why would you demonize one thing and say you can't feel that emotion, you can't feel those, you can't process that? Because life is about expansion, learning, and growing. So why would you limit yourself? That's what I'm talking about all the time with this limitation. Everybody's got these limitations. Oh, you can't do that. Can't do that. Speaking of limitations, I have noticed too that one of the things, the people that talk the most about the entitlement and stuff like that, I think they talk about it so much because it's coming from something inside of them. Because it is like they are battling entitlement. Like they're constantly stepping on people's toes with no idea that they're doing it as they're preaching to other people about their entitlement. And it's like, what a disconnect, you know? It is mind-boggling, some of this disconnect stuff. And I was watching one of the things that I saw this morning. It was an ad, but it was a long. It's the same way as when I found that Stephen Gundry, the guy about the your digestion. It's not just your digestion, but it's all the stuff about food and how it really breaks down and what your body needs. And he's got history. I mean, his stuff is fascinating. And that's how I found him and started reading his books. Today was this other one that popped on. Usually I just skip commercials real quick, but this one definitely caught on to my thing. And it said about growing teeth back. And I had heard about this a while back, that there's technology to grow teeth back, before I ever even heard about the med beds. So I even asked my dentist about it, and he's just like, oh, I don't know. But so this title caught my eye, and so it's really, really long. I'll share it in the description thing, but it was seemed super long to me. He goes through a lot of explanation, a lot of explaining things and stuff, but he was talking about all the different problems with people's teeth. And that you can go to like the cavemen. They can pull out these skulls, these really old ones, and their teeth are still perfect. He said you can go to Africa, and there's certain places you can go, and the people, they have never seen a dentist before in their life, and their teeth are perfect. All their teeth, white, bright, hard. And it seemed like he was maybe like a farm person or something, but he was a professor teaching in a college, moved into this town, and just kept working or whatever, and his teeth started just like rotting out of his head. They're bleeding. He said they smelled so bad, people were constantly moving away from him. And I know that smell. At the hospital, when you would work there, oh my gosh, sometimes you could walk down the hall, you could smell it so strong from someone rooms away in another bed. Oh my gosh, it is really, really strong smell, this bacteria eating away inside someone's mouth. And so his whole thing he was talking about is, why are our teeth getting worse and worse and worse, and what's going on. And so he goes through all this different stuff and basically says the same thing that you hear all the time, that I say all the time. It's the toxins, it's the additives, it's the shit they're putting in our food. They put it in our dog's food. They're killing us. They're absolutely killing us. And so he was talking about that our saliva is a natural cleaner that keeps our teeth really clean. But our saliva is all, it's not doing its job right because we've got so many toxins and additives and all this shit inside of our body. Of course, the main thing I say all the time is your most important thing is to try and eat as clean as possible. Get away from as many toxins, get out of the processed food. Stay away from, you should limit yourself to restaurants, but you should really limit fast food, all eating out. Because the reason eating out tastes so good is because they put so much junk in it. And, like if you go to a fancy restaurant and you order some really great meal, and it's just super delicious, well, you probably just ate 2 days worth of calories. And then you wonder like, well, why am I gaining weight? I only had one dinner yesterday. And it's the content of the food when they're filling it with sugar. And I think they fill it with all sorts of heavy creams and butters and stuff like that, which you need to have some of that stuff, but not to the mass quantity that they are doing it. That's why it's best to cook for yourself. If you're having any kind of weight issues, you should definitely move into the cooking for yourself. Really start learning about food, start learning about nutrition. You don't know, maybe you go to a cooking class and just meet your best friend or your next partner or whatever. I mean, is you taking control of your life looks like that. So if you are going out to eat, you're always in a hurry, you don't have time, you don't even know how to cook. Your mom always worked and she was a single mom and you lived off McDonald's. You don't have the first idea about nutrition. You can always start learning, and you need to if you're having some weight issues, especially if you're not having health issues yet and you're still having weight issues, because the health issues are just around the corner. You have to take control and you have to get off of your mind that you have to, like, there's an ideal. Like, if I just get like that person, I'll be perfect. No, each body has an optimum. You have to find your optimum. It is where you have good energy. You are in good shape. You fit in the clothes you want to fit into and they fit you well. You will have, you won't feel starving all the time. That part of that feeling starving all the time is a lack of nutritional food. We're stuffing our faces full of stuff that has no nutrition for our body. It's where you go watch the stuff about Stephen Gundry. So this guy was talking all about, the additives and stuff like that and how it's destroying the teeth. And so him and his other chemist friend, they started trying to really understand what was going on, started just studying and doing so much research and stuff. And they came up with this concoction. It's got a bunch of vitamins, some, I think there's some fern, sage, cinnamon, all sorts of stuff. But he's even saying you can't just go buy cinnamon at the store and think that you're getting good cinnamon. They're adding additives to that. Which, while he was talking, I was like, oh, that's good. I drink cinnamon every day in my tea. And then he comes on and he goes, the stuff you're buying at the store is just full of toxins. So, and I'm trying to stay healthy, but they're just like, come at us so hard with the toxins. Because big pharma and medical and government and they're all in bed together. They're all the same entity. And that's what, people keep thinking that they're separate entities. And you really have these people who are looking out for your health. And you really have these people who are looking out for the nutrition for all human beings. Like, come on. There's corporations that are out to sell you something that's not good for you, to get you to willingly purchase it with your money that you worked hard on, so that they can create your system to become reliant on pharmaceuticals. I mean, they've got an elaborate thing going here, and they're good at it. But so this stuff that they created is like a couple drops, and you swish it around in your mouth a couple times a day, and within a couple days, like no blood in people who have bleeding gums, the receding goes back, the cavities heal, teeth can grow back. It's fascinating. And it's all about our health and nutrition. And that's all about the med beds that I talk about. the med beds is all going to be about your ability with your own healing yourself with this quantum system. And that's why it's so important right now to not be focusing. I know I talk a lot about the stuff that's going on, but, you know, your most important thing to do is to focus on yourself and your own healing. And another thing too, after I watched the dentist one, that commercial thing, I had another thing in my watch later, and I went in and watched it, and it's one of these ones. I like it because it reminds me of the old after school. There would be like these after school programs, and there would always be like these little smart things that would teach you something. And this one, he is doing an Audible book. So it's a doctor's book, and he's drawing cartoons as the book is being read. And it was all about the nutrition and how it's a corporate owned, the medical, the pharmaceutical, like all the stuff completely matched what I've been talking about and what this other guy was talking about. Like all the information is out there, all over the place. I'll share that link too. It is everywhere, you know, coming at you. But the thing is this unawareness, this disconnect, you know, that people are having. And I was thinking, you know, nobody who is in that state, or they're not coming on and watching this. I'm not enlightening any of them because they aren't looking for information. They aren't looking for the truth. They are satisfied with just trying to survive. And, you know, I've been told, you know, we got 30 years because climate change, you know, and I saw the headline yesterday too. Oh, it's coming way faster. We don't even have that long. But their whole thing is just scare. Yesterday, you know, even today, I sent somebody a message and said about who the real president is. And they just say, you know, ha, 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 ha. It's like, but you're not even considering it. And what is just even crazier, there's nothing that this dictator is doing that they're all like, oh yeah, he's great. I'm so glad I voted for him. This guy's doing great. They don't completely oblivious to what he's doing. You could bring it up. Oh my God, will you stop talking about such nonsense? It's like, this is literally happening right now in your life. And you have no idea what's happening. And you're going to laugh at me. You're going to tell me I'm crazy. And it just gets weirder and weirder by the day, honestly. It really trips me out how, I mean, I'm so different. I don't understand this unconscious way of living. It is, especially with this much stuff going on. Like I can see, you know, when everybody's focused on the same thing, that we're all just like, you know, like the little rats going through, just trying to survive. But when we're at this place in humanity's experience, and you have this much, like different people living in different realities, why wouldn't you just start questioning things? When you're hearing about this bad stuff going on, why wouldn't you just question it? It's just this full-on disconnect. And trying to speak to any of them, it's gets you nowhere. And then, you know, that same woman, that really, she's large. I don't know how big, but she's a larger person. She's got blue hair. She's very pretty, you know, charismatic, you know, speaker, you know. But her whole thing is just so anti this and anti that. And oh my God, it is the world's fault that people are fat. It's the world's, like, when are people going to start taking responsibility for their own life? Like, they're so busy. Like, so many people are so busy waiting on Jesus to come and save them. I don't have time to save myself. Jesus is coming, though. I'm just going to, you know, worry about some other shit right now. It's like the person you're waiting for is yourself. You have to, you know, tune into yourself. You have to start saving yourself, and you'll find that yourself is saving you too. You know, I don't understand this mentality that this just so victim, 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 victim. How do you live your life if you feel like every single thing is out to get you? There is, it's not your fault that you have weight problem. The doctor's telling you, they're trying to shame you. Like, I've had friends that were all different sizes, shapes, and colors and everything. And, you know, these people act like, you know, that everybody is out to get them or something. We're all just sitting over there, you know, in a little group, pointing our fingers and laughing at these people. I was like, no, I know that these people are struggling. They're struggling with food. They're struggling with emotional things. They're struggling with repressing their emotions. There's just all sorts of stuff. That's what I see. I see somebody who is having a hard time. And, you know, but to just keep going, because it's not even an admittance to, I'm having a hard time, you know, everybody just give me a minute, you know, I need support or anything like that. It's like, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? It's like, what the fuck? Oh my God, that goes right back to that whole entitlement, you know, but it's crazy. There was some other stuff I wanted to talk about. I feel like it's becoming my daily whining rant to come on and talk about this. The brainwashed people. Like, it's weird. It's like they are sleepwalking through life. But I've just got so many in my family, and there's such a disconnect about what they see and what they say. I don't know. That's just, I don't even know. I don't even know. But I'll be back in a minute.